A2B viewers, Dan here. Been a while since we've posted a video. Obviously, we've been pretty busy, those that are following us. New baby on the way, working, things like that, because this doesn't pay the bills. Still got to maintain a job, so keeping pretty busy. Anyways, those that follow will see a post of ours that we bought a Harvest Right freeze dryer. And I just wanted to lay out kind of what we got in the order and put it together and get freeze drying something. This isn't going to be a detailed review of it. I'll definitely post and keep following up in the things that we do. So I just want to highlight basically what we ordered, what we got in the kit, and see if you guys got any further questions that I can hopefully answer. So what we got here is a black medium-sized Harvest Right freeze dryer, and with it we ordered it with the premium oil pump. I'll touch on a little later why I decided to go with that. We purchased this all from Good To Go Co. No sponsorship, no nothing. It's a Canadian retailer. Yeah, we're up here in Canada, and they originally told us that easy 4 weeks, things like that. 3 months later, we did finally get it. However, we did get the updated one. I haven't looked through the detailed specs, but I do know that the trays are at least the bare minimum upgraded. With that kit from Good To Go Co, it came with a package of Mylar bags, the impulse sealer, and the oxygen absorbers. So this will get us started right away into packaging something up with 50 and 50, and then we can go from there and order more. What we got up here is actually the oil filter, and I'll segment into why we went with the oil pump versus what everybody I see online doing is going to the oil-free pump. Those that know me personally, I have decent mechanical background, and I always find maintenance works. And the key testament is we have a Ford 6.0 liter diesel. Yep, that one. And it's sitting at 450,000 kilometers on it, and not been bulletproofed, but maintenance works. I know those preppers and things like that would highlight and say that with the oilless pump, you don't have to worry about getting more oil and things like that, especially with the premium pump. Premium pump recommends the Harvest Right oil only. I haven't seen anything else on that, but I mean, I'll stick to it. But it comes with this filter system, and there's replaceable filters. The oil itself is $17 for a quart. And with filtering and this, they pretty much say that you can get 20 to 30 uses of the machine before you need to replace and or filter the oil, depending on the coloration. And there's a nice little chart with the instruction manual that tells you what colors and things like that in order to get the most out of your oil. I always like, even with my compressors, air compressors, though it's hard to find them, I like the oil pumps. It just made sense to me. Keeping up with maintenance, always, again, simple, makes sense. And we're not necessarily getting into this for prepping, though food storage is obvious with this. Besides which, those hardcore preppers I see talking about these, you got some serious infrastructure that you must have in order to power these if the world falls apart. So with what we want to do with it, it'll work. Okay. Pretty much it also comes with, I missed that one part, the trays in regards to it. So to highlight, at least the package that we bought from Good To Go Co, it's ready to go. The pump inside here has oil. You just fill it up, hook it up, and it goes. We'll get to that. And yeah, you turn it on, go through the settings, and it should be easy peasy. I haven't tried it yet. That's why everything's still in the package. Okay. Why? Well, if you heard that, like, I talk about preppers and things like that, everybody can consider me a prepper, but I mean, food stability is food stability. Keeping what we grow, keeping what we do. But those of you that know me personally-ish, I know a bunch of you follow. I have some actually medical health issues that has me on an extremely limited diet. And when I've gone on some big hunts, like the one last year, 11-day solo sheep hunt, my meals were limited. Freeze-dried meals in itself, I couldn't take. Why? Flip the label back. They say that preserving it with freeze drying will last you 25 years. But guys, there's a lot of stuff and junk in those meals still. So if you get into me where you're reading ingredients lists, you start to get a lot of questions. For the most part, my health diet, ironically, is carnivore diet, though I add eggs and a couple other things in there. So on the sheep hunt, pemmican. That is a superfood. You want to talk about prepping food, pemmican. For weight to calorie intake, that thing was amazing. And it cut my, from previous mountain hunts, weight almost in half for the same caloric intake. And I even doubled on that. So definitely there. But anybody that's ever eaten pemmican for that long, it gets pretty bland and pretty awful. And just, well, you know, you're probably fine. But if you're like me that know what other food should taste like, then you're going to look for other options. So brings us to this. With the freeze dryer, I'm going to be able to do a lot of things that I couldn't do with just the dehydrator. One is the nutritional content with everything that people say that comes with it. The taste, the flavor, the texture, things like that, I'm going to be able to maintain. I mean, you're looking through these freeze drying guides in itself, and they're freeze drying raw meat, cooked meat. So it brings me a lot of other backcountry options. My go-to is a pound of ground and scrambled eggs. So definitely, if I can freeze dry that makes me happy up in the mountains. So looking for that next year. Now, laying it out. Cost. This wasn't a cheap endeavor. In Canada, total price was just north of $4,300 Canadian. I don't know what that is in the U.S., and I don't want to think about it because I think we were at 128 per dollar kind of deal. So that kind of scares me, but it wasn't a cheap endeavor. None of this is sponsored, and just look right now if you're watching it at my counts. I'm not near that in YouTube. So got a decent amount of back pay for work, saved up some money, and we as a family decided to invest in it because it's not only myself in regards to that, but some Baker Adventures. So we have 4 other people now that we need to think about feeding, not just myself. So when we all go out there, we would still easily spend about $1,200 a year on freeze-dried meals. So yeah, I can't do it, but everybody else could, and it was a go-to as easy as light backpacking. So now hopefully what's going to happen, instead of putting leftovers in the freezer, we're going to put them in the freeze dryer. So that amazing venison chili that Justine cooked up, it's going to go in the freeze dryer. Now we're going to get to eat it on the same mountainside that we got the deer. So that's kind of the things we're looking for. Basically, kind of touched on the opening remarks in regards to this. I want to put it together, and a lot of you might be thinking, what's that first thing that I'm going to freeze dry? Well, junky white bread. Why am I store-bought, not even our homemade stuff? Because I wasn't going to waste it on this. But the cool thing in the manual, it actually says to put in white bread, regular bread, I don't know, the intimate details, throw it in the freeze dryer, go through the single process, and then discard this, throw it out. And the reason for that is the manual says it straight up. You get rid of the new car smell. And if you open this door, yeah, it is definitely a new car smell. So basically, I'm interested. Let's get this together. Hey, Tuber viewers. Thank you for sitting through my little editing job of putting it together. I'm going to apologize for the sound right now. It is running. And I do have a microphone on, but pretty loud in this basement. So that's something that you should take in consideration where you want to locate this, along with how they recommend doing like a cool, dry kind of place already. Wow, that thing set up super fast. So 2 minutes max to plug it in, hook up the pump, fill it. Yeah, okay. I talk a game about maintenance, but as you've seen that video, bring a funnel, easy to fill up so that you don't spill that precious harvest right oil. But once you get plugged in, power it up, go through the process, start its initial cool period for 15 minutes, and then you put your stuff in and it's done. It starts its whole process. One thing I want to note, I didn't bore you through any of that process, but once it's finished its 15-minute cool down period, there is a continue button. So once you've loaded up the freeze dryer with all your goodness, you hit continue. While immediately following, it has a cancel. So that I guess if something goes wrong or, oh no, I forgot something, you hit the cancel button. If you got fat fingers like I do that has problem detecting on touch screens, then be careful with it. I hit that cancel button right away, not even really knowing it, wondering what kind of happened. But so Harvest Rate, if you're listening, maybe let's put that somewhere else so that fat fingers people don't double press it. But other than that, that was flawless putting it together, and we'll see where it goes. So they don't actually put specific drying times on anything in regards to it. They do recommend that you test the product afterwards. Once it's finished its cycle, it'll maintain its temperature so that when you're ready to process it and put it immediately in those dry bags, Mylar bags, and with the oxygen absorbers, you'll be good to go because you don't want it to have any moisture in it. At that time, it'll allow you to put more time into it if it needs be. I don't think this bread's going to take much, and I'm not going to bore you with bread. We'll probably do some more content on some of the other stuff that we freeze dry in it. I know there's tons tons of YouTube videos out there of guys freeze drying everything. Uh, Ice cream, coffee. I know that's one on my list is coffee because that's one of my only vices now. So definitely things to come. Uh, I'll pretty much sum it up right there for now. We'll get things done. We'll get good reviews in, things I like, things I don't like. Was it right to buy the medium one? Those of you who know, those trays were pretty small, so maybe I should have gone bigger for what we're looking for, but who's to say? And the biggest one is the pump itself. Was I right in choosing my oil pump, or should I have gone for the upgraded oil-free pump? But yeah, let's get freeze drying. Keep paying attention to us, like, subscribe, and we'll go from there. So hope you enjoyed this video. I'm actually kind of liking making them myself. So let me know in the comments below, and we'll keep things coming at you. So since it's hunting season, hope you guys have a good one.